Welcome to the Verde and Verde Sports Show. I'm your host, Jacob Verde. I got my guy, G-Sportz with me. Hey, we 3-0, bro. It wasn't the prettiest dub, but you got a dub, got a victory, walking out of Tiger Stadium 3-0, beat Florida 20-10. G, first things first, DJ Lagway, 5 picks. Now, yeah, you got a great LSU defense, but what the hell is going on in Florida, man?
I think it's more about LSU's defense and what Blake Baker has done with that side of the ball more than anything. Yeah, DJ Lagway had some horrific interceptions tonight, but man, the secondary just playing lights out. Deshaun Spears had his sight tonight with the 2 interceptions. PJ Woodland balling, Halsey being that free player in the middle of the field, just reading the quarterback eyes and making plays. DJ Pickett, man saw the lane. I mean, the list goes on and on, but it all started up front with the pressure from Pyburn, Bernard Gooden, Patrick Payton, Perk coming up the A-gap on blitzes and things like that. So Blake name, it should be hotter than fish grease right now, like I've been saying. I told him after the game, I was dabbing him off, I said, man, you should get an NIL deal with 5 guys. Cinco, counting them off, man. Look, and then before the game, G, I don't know if you saw, had a pregame scuffle right here, pregame scuffle right here, a couple of moments during the game, a lot of high energy. I mean, that's LSU Florida, though. You got the fans going crazy, you got the players going crazy. Jack Pyburn had a little chip on his shoulder because he playing his old team. Saw a moment with him and Napier after the game. Here's one of my key takeaways. Zay Thomas, bro. I mean, we talked about him last week. Yeah, he's got the ability to be a great teammate, do every single role. He ain't gonna complain. He's just gonna be one of those guys that you could throw in variety, punt return, receiving, put him in the backfield. But today he had the nice touchdown. I want to ask you, 1, about his impact, and 2, how do you get this run game going? Because I'm looking at the stats, bro. You got 96 total run yards. If you take away the 51-yard run from our boy Caden Durham, you got 45 on the ground, and that ain't gonna get it done. So what do you do with the run game, and then what are you seeing from Zay Thomas? Zay, man, been in college football for 5 years. He's a veteran. He understands, how to get open. You could tell him and Nuzma got some chemistry. The route he ran for the touchdown, acting like he was running a post corner with the wiggle, with the head nod, and then coming back to the skinny post. The safety damn near fell on. He started slipping, and Nuts put it right on him for a touchdown. And that's Zay. Zay is a twitchy receiver, really good route runner. I thought Aaron Anderson had a really good game. I think he led him in receiving with 75 yards. Yep,
18.8 on average per reception.
Yeah, but I think going forward, man, when you look at the offense and you look at all the different weapons they have, Nick Anderson is somebody I want to see be more implemented in the offense. He has that length at 6'4". He's a big body receiver. He's somebody on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. You can throw to him and come down with those contested catches on the 50-50 balls. I think that's something Joe Sloan and that offense probably needs to think about going forward. As far as the running game, they just got to keep figuring different ways to run the ball. But the thing about it, they can't get away from it. You can't get into these SEC games where you start throwing the ball 45 to 50 times a game, because now these defenses are going to start teeing off on Nuzma. And I'm going to be honest with you, that interception in the 4th quarter, 3rd and 27, just throw the ball away, Nuss. Throw the ball away. It was a 2-possession game right there with under 8 minutes. That could have cost that LSU in the end, bro. So, he looked like Nuss from last year. That's something that we've been saying, that he got to show some growth, bro. Especially when you start talking about the NFL, you can't make those kind of decisions, Nuss. The defense bails you out tonight.
And going back to your point, talking about you can't just keep throwing the ball, bro. DJ Lagway had 49 pass attempts. That played into the 5 interceptions, if you ask me. Now, let's go back to that drive, the interception. The big play that kicked it off, Bar Sharp. I feel like he was a good, nice little piece for there. Let's see how long it was, 65-yard reception. But then you have the fumble. Then you have the interception. Like, there's kind of moments where
I think that was Jawan Johnson with the fumble.
You shoot yourself in the foot in these type of moments, and it's not necessarily killing your momentum, but these are going to be plays that, like, if you're playing in Alabama and A&M, like, you might have these in the back of your mind when it's all said and done. Like, okay, yeah, this is the one that chalked us up the game. I want to ask you this point too: 20 points but 5 turnovers. I mean, it don't really balance in my head.
Like I say, man, the offense is just, they playing average right now. They're playing average right now. You see flashes where how good they could be, but I just think they got a long way to go as far as having an identity on offense. It just looked like they kind of trying to figure out what their identity is going to be. And at some point, defense is going to try to make LSU one-dimensional. If they keep showing that they can't run the ball, they're going to start dropping 7 and 8 in coverage and rushing 3. And now you put yourself in a situation where Nuts can start trying to force the ball down the field and coming up with turnovers. So I think just keep running the ball, bro. Keep trying to figure it out. Keep trying to, keep them honest with the run game and see if the offensive line can keep gelling. I think
Weston Davis, I think Weston Davis, Braylon Moore, and Tyree and Mabenga, I think they're a good group, bro. I just think they still trying to figure it out. And some of it is about being a little more creative with the run game. I know Coach Kelly not happy. I'm watching him throughout the game. I'm watching his facial expressions. They started the first quarter 3 straight 3-and-outs. That's unacceptable, bro.
They got booed off the field.
At home, that can't happen. And it looked bad. It wasn't like, and look, credit to Florida defense. They got a really, really good defense. But you can't, with all the weapons that LSU has on offense, at running back, receiver, and tight end. I know they have Tre'Davious Green tonight, but still, Ball Sharp is a pretty good player. You can't have 3-and-outs, 3 straight drives to start the game. And like I say, the defense saved them tonight.
That's another one of those moments where you're shooting yourself in the foot. Yeah. I mean, you can't have that. Let's look at the rushing game total real quick. I want to do a little flash preview to Southeastern, what you want to see when LSU takes on your Lions in the stadium. Come on, I'm a modern man. Look, so Juwan Johnson, 4 carries, Harlan Berry, 1 carry, Aaron Anderson, 1 carry. Obviously, Caden Durham, your bell cow back, 15 carries. Here's the thing. I'm not saying you need to put Harlan Berry, the true freshman, in all the time. You got to at least give him a little bit of love. Because if the running game is stagnant, if you don't really have anything going, I'm going to go to the guy who showed a little bit of explosivity last week. Now, this was Florida. I understand this game plan. But when you're playing Southeastern, it's a different situation. I say throw him out there. Throw Caleb Jackson out there. Let's give everybody a little bit of a feel and see who's the hottest hand to ride going forward. What do you want to see next week?
Yeah, for sure. I want to just see them blow Southeastern out.
Please. 50 ball.
They need to win this game convincingly. It better not be a game where it's coming down to the 3rd or the 4th quarter where they feel like they're still in the game. Put them out their misery and have some confidence going into Ole Miss.
Do you think, last question, do you think this is the number 3 team in the country after what you saw tonight? You got Georgia getting a close win against Tennessee. Notre Dame's filing it out. Miami beat the brakes off of South Florida. They got some dogs in that top 10.
I don't know if LSU is the number 3 team in the country.
It don't feel like it.
I don't know. Defensively, they lights out. They elite on all 3 levels. They front 7, one of the best in football. Yep. Secondary, arguably the best in the nation. But offensively, it's average.
Which is crazy because the last few years, we have not been saying that.
It's average, bro. It's an average offense. And when you look at that, I can't say they're a top 3 team in the country. Now, can that offense get better? Can they keep improving? Yeah, they can. But as of today, I just don't think they're the number 3 team in the country until that offense start showing some improvement and until they start having a balanced attack, running and passing. There's going to be something that's going to haunt them when they get on the road at Bama, when Ole Miss come to town, when they play Texas A&M. It could be something that come back to haunt them, bro. That defense ain't going. You can't expect your defense to play elite like that every Saturday.
Right.
There's going to be some times in the game where they're going to give up a touchdown or 2, or they might have some mental breakdowns, like the long pass to Ball. Where it was a 63-yard touchdown pass and they got called back because of holding. You know, you got to expect that to happen sometimes. And if it wasn't for the Deshaun Spears pick 6, this is a 1-possession game.
Good point. And it's a 3-point game at that. And we sitting here all week talking about 10-point spread, drops a 7-point spread. It ain't look like that type of game all night tonight. Well, G, appreciate your time. Appreciate everybody for watching. You know the drill. Like the video, live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 1 p.m. Give us a follow on social medias. Hopefully LSU can continue this undefeated streak. 3-0. Ain't the prettiest 3-0, but you're 3-0. So something to be positive about. Appreciate you, dog. We'll be back out here next week.